Hello, welcome to Fightmaster Yoga. This is Leslie Fightmaster, and today's class is Yoga for Holiday Stress. This is that time of year again where things get a little bit busy. So this class will focus on stretching out through the neck and the shoulders, the upper back, places we hold stress. Take a moment here to set your intention for your practice. And I'd like to thank Stellare for the moon yoga mat towel that I'm using today, and it inspires our intentions to come to life. Today I'm going to use a block. Also, I have 2 blankets, so grab those if you have them. I'm going to start in Virasana, sitting on a block. So I'll put the block between the feet, sitting down, making sure the toes are pointed straight back and the knees are about as wide as the hips. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Be sure your rib cage doesn't pop right out when you reach the arms up. So draw the front ribs in and lengthen up through the back body. And then exhale, arms halfway down. Bring your right arm on top of the left and start to lift your chest up as you gently lift your fingertips and elbows up. This eagle arms. Again, watch to make sure you're not overarching here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, I'm going to take the arms again about halfway down, and then left over right. Lift your chest, but draw your shoulder blades down gently toward the waist. This will help to create some softness in that area around the neck and upper back that can sometimes get tense. And releasing that, I'm going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. Hold on with your right hand. Extend your left arm out to the left. So just going to gently hold your head with the right hand, not pulling, but just to give yourself a nice little extra stretch on the left side of the neck. Calming through center. Left ear to left shoulder. The left hand on the head. Reach the right arm out. Flex your right wrist. And you might feel the stretch all the way up the arm, all the way through the side of the neck. Breathing into it. Breath is another wonderful tool to help combat stress. Come back to center. Arms halfway out again. I'm going to take the hands behind you. Either press your fists or your palms together. Roll the shoulder heads back. Keep lifting the chest, but then watch again that you're not overarching in the low back or letting the ribs pop out. So again, I'm just going to stretch that upper back, the shoulder girdle area. Keeping steady breath, release. And then you can move your block off to the side. Come onto the hands and knees. Bring your hands in front of the shoulders, downward facing dog. And then for this one, just start to bend one knee and the other as you bicycle the legs to warm up. So in downward facing dog, we want to create some length through the spine. So bend both knees. Lift up through the hips, and then start to stretch the heels toward the floor. They never have to touch. If they touch easily, try a longer stance. Inhale to plank. Generally speaking, going from plank to down dog, we shouldn't have to adjust the hands and feet. Lower all the way to the belly as you exhale. Untuck the toes. Interlace the fingers. Take an inhale. Start to peel your chest up. Reach the crown of the head forward. Tailbones reaching to heels, pubic bone gently presses down. Breathing into the chest here and release. Hands by low ribs. Make your way back to down dog. You can keep your knees down and press up or keep them off the floor, pressing to plank. We're going to breathe here just a breath or two as we gaze between the knees or the feet. Arms and ears are in line. Hands are about shoulders distance apart. Come back to plank on your inhale. And exhale again, shift forward, lower, all the way to the belly. Then interlace your fingers, other pinky on top. Press all the toenails into the floor, pubic bone gently down. This time we'll lift the legs. As you lift your legs, lift them from the inner thighs. Stretch out the front of the body, the tailbones reaching toward the heels, widening across the collarbones. Release, hands by low ribs. Make your way back to down dog, either up to plank first or to the knees. And stretch back here. Draw the front ribs in here as well. Look up, either step or hop your feet forward. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, fold forward over the legs. On an inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. Exhale to Samastitihi. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, hinge from the hips. Inhale, look up, lengthen. As you exhale, make your way back, step or float to Chaturanga. If you jump back, land with your elbows bent. Inhale, up dog or cobra, up dog, thighs and knees are off the floor. Exhale to downward dog. And just take a couple sun salutations to warm up. So again, just keeping the breath nice and steady as you're in your down dog. And keep your inhales and exhales equal in length. Look forward, bend the knees, step or hop on an inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees if needed. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale again, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Keep the spine long. Inhale, look up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga, step or float back. Inhale, press up through the hands and feet. As you exhale, make your way into down dog. Inhale to float the right leg up, bend the knee, open up through the hip. Press evenly through the shoulders. And then square off the hips. Look forward, lightly step the foot up in the middle of the hand. Spin the back heel flats. Inhaling into warrior two. Be sure your right knee is over the ankle and points over the middle toes. Stretch out through the arms, lift through the chest. Draw the shoulder blades toward the waist, and then interlace the fingers behind you, and then wrap your hands behind your back around your waist to the front thigh. Instead of gazing forward over your right leg, gaze to the side, long side of your mat. Widen the collarbones, create some space in the chest. And again, the shoulder blades will move in toward each other. Make sure you aren't holding any tension in the neck, jaw, or shoulders. Now we'll straighten the front leg. Take the feet to parallel. Bring your hands to the center of your back. And then inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold, Prasarita Padottanasana C. Start to pull up on the kneecaps, firm the quadricep muscles. Your toes will point in just a little bit, and then check where the weight is in the feet. If it's all in your heels, shift it gently toward the balls of the feet. Keep the belly drawing in, squeeze the hips, inhale, come up. Turn the right leg out again, line up heel to arch, again to warrior two, and then lean forward. Take your right forearm to the right thigh, left arm straight up, and then left hand behind you. So this is a half wrap. You can stay here or slide your right hand down toward the floor, hold the ankle, or some of you might take interlock. The right arm on the inside of the right thigh. I'm holding on to my left hand or wrist. Widen across the collarbones here. And continue to press into the front heel. Inhale up, warrior two, drop the left arm, reverse, bend the front knee, and then exhale, windmill the arms down, making your way through Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. As always, feel free to push pause and take a break. Always your choice. Left leg up, inhale, bend the knee, open up through the hip. Pressing again evenly through the arms and the shoulders. Reach the right heel down. Then square off the hips, step it forward between the hands. Spin the back heel flats, warrior two. Gaze over the fingertips. The back inner thigh is lifting. Lift the chest. Allow the shoulder blades to draw down toward the waist gently. Press down into your front heel and through the outer edge of your back foot. Long, steady breaths. Then we'll interlace the fingers behind. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, take them behind your back. Let them rest on your left thigh. Or maybe if they don't get there, it's fine. Wherever they can go. But then look toward the long end of your yoga mat, the long side. Widen the collarbones, and I'm bringing my shoulder blades in just a little bit closer toward each other to get a little stretch there. Straighten the front leg, feet to parallel, hands behind you. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana C, crown of the head's reaching down. Shift the weight slightly toward the balls of the feet. Draw the belly in and up. Keep the legs firm. So imagine you're holding a giant beach ball between the inner thighs here. And the shoulders open any amount. Inhale, come up and turn the left leg out back to warrior two. Then lean the torso forward. Take your left forearm to your left thigh, right arm straight up to the ceiling, and then sweep the right arm behind you to the low back or hook it onto the thigh. You can stay right here or slide your hand down to the floor or hold the ankle or use a block or bring it on the inside and take your interlock. So I'm holding onto my left hand with the right. Maybe some of you will hold onto your wrist. Start to straighten the elbows out a little bit. Continue to lean your torso back over your left leg instead of rolling forward. We want that top shoulder to roll back. Press into the heel, warrior two on the inhale, and then drop the right arm reverse. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, come up. Exhale, windmill down, vinyasa, or you can always skip it going right into down dog. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. Reconnect with the breath. If you need a break, take it. I'm going to walk the hands back to the feet. Take the big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold for Pada Gustasana, Bend the knees here if you need to. If the legs are straight, be sure to firm the leg muscles by pulling up on the kneecaps. Crown of the head is reaching toward the floor. Take another long breath. Inhale, head up. Exhale, hands to hips, and then walk yourself back into downward facing dog. Arms, shoulders distance, feet hips width. Keep pressing the weight up and back. Returning to the breath, returning to the intention. Look forward, step or hop your feet up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Tailbone down. Exhale to Samastitihi or steady balance. Close your eyes, take your hands together in front of your heart, take a couple of breaths and just notice the differences in the way your body is feeling in comparison to when you first stepped on your mat. Open the eyes, bend the knees, chair pose, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga, step or float back. As you inhale, press up, opening the front of the body. On your exhale, tuck the toes for down dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts up, and exhale, step it through gently. Stand the ball of the back foot for high lunge. Then bend the back knee. Drop the tailbone, lift the hip points up, and then keep all of that as you straighten through the back leg. Arrow straight arms. Watch that low back. Make sure it's not overarching. Right knee stays over the ankle, and then bend your right elbow. Take your left arm behind so you can hold your shirt. Clasp your hands, or if you have a towel handy, grab onto it. So the right arm is pointed straight up to the ceiling with the right tricep spinning in toward the face. The left arm, the left shoulder head rolls back. Again, widening across the collarbones, getting a shoulder stretch. And then release the hands. Walk your back foot in about half a foot, take it flat. Inhale, arms out to the sides, press the fists or palms together. Inhale again, open up through the chest and square up hips and shoulders to the front. Exhale to Parsvottanasana. Pause halfway down. Instead of letting your shoulder heads round down, see if you can lift them up. And then you can stay or go in a little bit deeper. But instead of trying to round your back so that your head is reaching your knee, try to think instead of your belly reaching your thigh. Press into the base of the big toe of your right foot. Then bring your hands down. We're going to sweep that right leg up. But first, come onto the ball of the back foot. As you sweep the right leg up, come right onto your forearms. Three-legged dolphin pose. And then set that foot down, regular dolphin. Make sure your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Press some weight into the thumb and first finger side of the hands, and also the inner wrists and inner forearms. Then walk back about a foot. As you inhale, dolphin plank. Shoulders again over the wrists. Lift the backs of the knees up, the tailbones reaching toward the heels. Don't let your head drop. Reach the crown of the head forward. Then walk the feet in. So we're going to make our way back to down dog. Some of you will come onto the knees, some of you will press right up. Inhale the left leg back and up. Exhale, step it up. Stay on the ball of the back foot as you come up into your high lunge. Bend your back knee a little again. Tilt your pelvis forward. Keep that as you straighten through the back leg. Front ribs draw in. Try not to overarch your low back. Spin the triceps forward. Arrow straight arms. Reach up through the arms to get some energy there. Then turn your left palm to the back wall, bend the elbow, take it behind you, clasp hands or hold something. Your left elbow points straight up and the left tricep spins forward. Your right shoulder head rolls back. So you're spreading across the collarbones, but allowing the shoulder blades to move in gently toward each other. And release the hands, walk your back foot in about a foot, line up heel to heel, inhale arms up, exhale reverse namaste or push the fists together gently. Then roll shoulder heads back as you inhale, open the chest, exhale halfway down, pause, pulling the left hip back to keep the hips square, lift the shoulder head, stay or lower more. So keep the crown of the head reaching toward the foot, belly is resting on the thigh if possible. And press into the base of the big toe of the left foot. Make sure that back leg stays active as well. Sometimes I forget about keeping the back leg nice and firm. Squeeze the outer hips and the inner thighs toward each other. Then bring your hands to the floor. We're going to pick up the back heel. Sweep the left leg up. As you do, come right onto the forearms for three-legged dolphin pose. And then we'll take that foot down. Make sure your elbows are right under your shoulders. Sometimes they come down a little wide. And then pressing into the thumb, first finger side of the hands, inner wrists, inner forearms, and lifting the shoulders away from the mats. Then step back about a foot. Inhale, dolphin plank. And step the feet together and squeeze. Continue your breath. Crown of the head still reaching forward, tailbone reaching to heels. Lift the backs of the knees so your legs are working. You can do it. Just another breath. Walk your feet in, lift your hips up, and then let's take a child's pose to rest. Take the knees down, reconnect in with your breath. Make sure that your inhales and your exhales are equal in length. I'm going to grab my blankets. If you have some blankets you can use, grab them, or towels. So I'm going to take the neat edge of the blanket to what would be, I guess, the back of my mats. And I'm going to use two blankets so that my neck gets plenty of support, my cervical spine. And I'll have my block handy. So we're going to start lying on our backs for bridge, but my head is going to be on the wood floor. My shoulders will be on the blanket with a little bit of space before it's to the edge. I'll press into bridge, roll the shoulders under, and keep my chin away from my chest. A lot easier. Spiral the thighs in toward each other. Make sure the toes are turning in gently, so the feet are parallel, like you're holding a block between the inner thighs. Let's come down and rest. Drop the knees in toward each other. So another bridge, or if you'd love to take wheel, bring the hands up by your ears, and then come onto the crown of the head. Line up your wrists and your elbows, and then straighten the arms into wheel pose, or Dvidanurasana. Spiral the thighs in toward each other, tailbone still reaching toward the backs of the knees. Arms and ears in line. When you're ready to come out, bring your chin into your chest first, and then lower. I'm going to rest a moment by putting the block right at the base of the spine. This is supported bridge. I'll still have my head on the wood, so I have lots of support for my neck. And in a few moments, we're going to take a shoulder stand pose. If you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, if it's your ladies' vacation time, any injuries in your neck, in your back, then you'll take an alternate pose, which I'll show in a moment. So the alternate pose, we lift the legs up toward the ceiling. And my hips are off the floor because they're on the block. You could also scoot yourself over to a wall and put your legs up the wall. That's another alternate pose. So this posture is cooling. It's supposed to be cooling, and also it's good for relaxing, helping the body to get into the relaxation response. I'm going to bend the knees, take the feet back down, lift the hips, come on off your block and roll down. Roll off to one side and press up. So now we're going to set up for our shoulder stand. I'll take the front of my mat on top of those blankets. I'm going to leave a little space between the edge of the blanket and the edge of my mat, and about a handprint. I'll put the block where the blankets are folded, and then lying down with my head on the wood. My hips are on the block, and that block is optional. It's just a way to help get the legs to move easier into plow pose. So I'm going to start in plow pose. If you haven't done this before, watch first and then go up. Don't turn your head once you're up. So I can keep my hips on the block or on the floor the whole time, or lift up and over, roll the shoulders under like we did for bridge pose. Then I'll hold on to the lower back and start to lift the legs one at a time toward the ceiling. As I press, and if you're not straight up and down, it's okay, but ideally we'll work to get the hips over the shoulders and the ankles over the hips. I'm supporting my neck with the blanket, so if you have any discomfort in the neck, just come down. Elbows are as wide as the shoulders. I can press into my upper arms to lift the shoulders into my back. And then option, exhale, right foot to the floor behind you. Keep the left leg up. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale the left leg down. Keeping the right leg reaching up. Inhale, left leg up, and then slowly exhale both feet to the floor, just gently touching. Try and do this with lots of control, and then lift the legs back up. Keep lifting the shoulder blades up away from the floor into your back, and extend up through the balls of your feet. Like I said earlier, do not turn your head. Now we'll take the feet to the floor again into Halasana, and bring your hands down to the floor. Start to roll yourself out slowly. The slower you roll down, the more you're using your belly muscles. If you have the block, your hips get on the block, bend the knees, put the feet to the floor. You can come down with straight legs, but you have to be real careful of your back. Now, if you have blankets, you're going to scoot, scoot, scoot back until the blankets line up with the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. It's about right in the middle of the back. And then we'll just rest here for a few breaths. This way we're getting a nice little opening in the upper back. It's like fish pose, just not as intense. And then bend the knees and roll off of our blankets. Come up to seated so that we can unfold the mat. So move the block out of the way, unfold the mat, take the blankets off the mat, unroll my beautiful towel from Stellari. Thank you again. And it works really, really well, especially if you practice yoga and you get sweaty. It works great. Then I'm going to make my way onto my back and draw the knees in. Then happy baby. Take the pinky toe sides of the feet, knees in toward the armpits, reach the tailbone toward the floor. You can gently rock side to side if you wish. Then extend your right leg out to the right, straightening the knee if you can, and you can hold your leg instead of your foot. Bring it back, and left leg out to the left. I like to grab my big toes when I do it. You can grab your toes if you like. Both legs straight, Upavista Konasana. Draw the knees in, arms to a T, And drop your knees off to the left and look right. You may cross your right knee on top of the left for a little more intense twist, or don't. Then you'll have a little less intense, whatever feels best on your back today. And then back to center. And take the knees off to your right. Look over the left shoulder. Cross the left knee on top of the right if you wish. And then back to center. I'm going to put the blanket underneath my knees for Shavasana. And if you like that, I encourage you to try it. Tailbone's going to reach to the backs of the heels, arms out to the sides. Close your eyes and just rest. Quiet mind and quiet body for Shavasana. So as you're resting, I will read us our quote for the week. And some will be celebrating Thanksgiving this week. So it's a quote having to do with Thanksgiving by Sarah Ben Brethnuck. You simply will not be the same person 2 months from now after consciously giving thanks each day for the abundance that exists in your life. Go ahead and roll off to one side. And you will have set in motion the ancient spiritual law. The more you have and are grateful for, the more will be given to you. So we'll make our way up to seated and bring the hands together. Hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. Our hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications, sending out this wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that your holiday stress is eased a little bit. Please visit fightmasteryoga.com and join our mailing list. Subscribe to our channel. Share it with your friends. No one should have any stress around the holidays. Let's all try to release some. And donate if you can. There is a link below. If you'd like to see something here on Fightmaster Yoga, please leave it in the comments. I love comments. I love to hear what you guys are looking for. And I hope that if you are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, that you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Bye-bye.